second time, but it feels like 15th, as it already has been pro-drafted, so they should roll through this pretty quickly, and then we can get to analyzing these top team compositions. As Pyke and Lucian banned away, we saw Pyke last game, super strong. Not quite as popping off as you would think, but that was heavily due to the pressure that Thresh was applying, basically forcing Pyke to play underneath his turret. Not what you want.
Hi, YouTube. Twice time? What is the Twitch React channel? What's going on here?
Hey, you know, we gotta do what we gotta do to bring in the quality content. If you think this is quality content, scroll down on the Twitch channel, find yourself a cheer button. If you got yourself a single, what is that? Bit. If you've already donated, I think it's a single bit to do the laughing babies. Hey, Dory K, you are on Twitch TV. Welcome. We got ourselves Jax versus Kennen in the top lane. I love these two. We just saw Jax last game. Great split pusher, but Kennen is the Mega Poggers champion. Flies in the middle of a team fight and knocks everyone senseless with his electrifying plays.
Will be rewarded.
As Hacker and T-Hacker, and Thacker with the Twitch Prime? You haven't
We
even
are
followed.
made by our
and you're Twitch
choices.
priming it up? As Sabe gonna follow the train. Twitch Prime train. There we go.
We are
There it
made
is.
by
Sorry.
our choices.
It's a sub-train with the Twitch Prime. Choo-choo! Ladies and
The
gentlemen,
draft is happening.
who's gonna bring up the caboose? Can we get 10,000 likes on this YouTube video? If we get 10,000 likes, I'll do a video where I eat a cayenne pepper. That's how it goes, right, on YouTube? I don't know. I don't do the YouTube stuff. But here we go. Sejuani and Nivea. Once again, some Queens of the Ice locked in. This time, though, for the side of Team Eyes on Us, as Malzahar and Nunu Willump gonna be grabbed in for gross incompetence, looking for some purple champions of their own. There it is, Jubba the Hutt donating the 5 bits so that he can make that baby cry. Maybe, we'll see. Choo-choo plane. Yeah, that train's going down pretty quick.
We are made by our choices.
A court loaf. That's awesome name though. A court loaf with the Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. So much. You guys can all drop the hype emotes now. All of you guys got prime access to the hype. If you don't have enough hype for any channel, you feel free to drop those hype emotes. Get that hype in there. It's Vayne, Alistair, Tristana.
My soldiers march on.
Teams Eyes on Us. Lock in the Thresh. Congratulations, fantastic stuff from both teams.
Join me
as we got
and
more
be
followers.
elevated.
And T-Hacker finally decided to follow after the Twitch Prime sub, but it's going to be 1,800 memes. We got to get those memes, baby. He's got 1,800 of them.
1,800
as well. 1,800 memes. That's a lot of memes.
That's a lot of memes.
That's more memes than PewDiePie's.
That's a lot of memes. That's a lot of damage.
That's more memes than PewDiePie's meme videos. That is so
when you
many.
stack the when you stack the Xeno man,
it's like a crowd of Xenos. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and roll through the players and the champions, and then we get to analyzing these teams as we got really legitimately with the base skins, a purple team coming out from Gross Incompetence. Grin showing up. We got Jax in the top side, making that Grin emu, playing Jax in the top. Wife, or Would You Fear, taking Nunu and Willump in the jungle. Billy Willard with the Malzahar in the mid lane. Yeti on the Vayne in the 80 carry role. And Majin Boo taking the Alistar support. I don't know how to say that symbol. That's a U, but it's got a fanciness to it. So I just said boo. That's the best that I can do.
Fair enough. And for Team Eyes on Us, we have Phantom Vati playing Kennen in the top side. Duck Flo playing Sejuani in the jungle. Level 6 Power Spike playing Anivia in the mid lane. Fed by Minions playing Tristana at 80 carry. Very fitting name. And Boo I Am the Man playing Thresh support.
All right, I gotta say I'm a little bit nervous because apparently Wife is playing League of Legends now, which I wasn't aware of. XLNC Wifey said that she would never play League, and now she's coming behind my back, playing for Grin with Nunu and Willump. I don't know if I'm a big fan of this or not, but looking at the compositions, I am a fan of Gross Incompetence. Look at that CC. You got Alistar for the knockups. You got Nunu and Willump that are going to be locking people down. You got Malzahar free CC with his ultimate, lasering them in place. Vayne can even get on the pain train with her own Condemn, and Jax Counter-Strike to top it all off. You got split pushing 1-3-1 if you want Nunu in the bottom lane, make it 3 in the mid lane. You also got 1-4 composition like we saw last time It's probably going to be a 4-1, but you should let me finish. No, I'm kidding. But it's still going to be some good stuff coming up from Gross Incompetence. What do you think about Eyes on Us?
I think both comps are fairly good. We're going to have to see how it ends up playing out. I think, again, with the Jax coming out and now the Vayne, it's kind of similar to what we saw last game with the Jinx, as both the Jinx and the Vayne are late game scaling 80 carries, and the Jax is back again. So if those two laners either get ahead early or manage to get to that late game stage of the game, then they're definitely going to be a problem to deal with, and these team fights are going to be explosive for sure. But like you talked about, having a lot of CC on the side of Grin, there's a lot of CC for Eyes on Us as well. The Sejuani ultimate from last game, the Kennen ulti has that AoE crowd control, the Anivia has the stun and the AoE damage to follow up on the Kennen, and the Thresh has those hooks and the flays with just a lot of damage coming out of Tristana as well, can do a lot of damage in the late game team fights. So yeah, the team fights are really going to be interesting to see how these teams play these both out, because both are going to look to find the team fight that they want to with the crowd control from each side. I'm interested to see who comes out with that. I think the junglers are going to be very interesting to watch early on with the Sejuani and Nunu. If they can get some of their laners ahead, Anivia is a very well scaling AD, as well as Tristana is a very well scaling AD. So Anivia is scaling mid, Tristana is scaling AD is what I was going for there. But on the other side, like I said before, I have that Vayne and Jax. So if those two get to a couple items, they're going to be very scary.
Absolutely. So what you're going to be wanting to see from the side of Eyes on Us is massive vision control. When you've got that Anivia that can wall off sections of the jungle, you got Thresh for pick plays where they can throw out the death sentence, make it difficult for the side of Gross Incompetence. It's going to be some pretty good stuff if they can do that. But if they don't have the vision control, if they can't keep eyes on the enemy team, that could allow the side of Gross Incompetence to land some of their own CC and maybe make their own plays. We got some pretty fancy skins. Firecracker Vayne Prestige Edition. Pull out that wallet and lay it at Riot's feet. That's some beautiful skins there.
Slap it down on the table and be like, I got you, right?
I mean, I sold my wallet to Riot a while ago. I just said... No, I'm actually kidding. I sold my wallet to Cody and to Xeno because they buy me skins all the time. Cody subs, which allows me to buy skins, and Xeno just buys me skins. I can't make mention of a skin that I want anymore because Xeno's just like, there you go. And I'm like, what do you mean? And the next time I log in, I've got the skin. And I'm like, what? Too many skins. But I still love them. The Leona skins were the last ones he bought me, and I use them every single time I get to play Leona. It's crazy. Oh. Otter's discussing stuff in the backside. So we got some more skins.
Wait, no.
Oh wait, is it puppy?
Leia,
is it puppy time?
Leia, no. Oh my gosh, I tried.
Well, your webcam isn't even on, so they can't see you trying to get the dog to come over. So we're on a scene that doesn't have a webcam, Otter. That's all right. Poro Rider Sejuani, Super Kennen, Noxus Hunter Anivia, Riot Girl Tristana, Championship Thresh. We still got a I don't know if we have enough time. We have fun every now and then playing a game where we go through and we see who has the most points on their champions. We got 46,000 there.
Vayne.
We got 64,000. Oh my gosh, yeah, this Vayne.
132k.
132k. Vayne is the winner. Congratulations to you, Vayne, for having the most points on that champion. As we get into game number 2, Gross Incompetence taking on Team Eyes on Us. Let's see what these teams can bring to the table. Coming out from Focus Esports, a group that enjoys bringing people up when it comes to their skill in the game. They got coaches that'll teach you how to play better at the game, sit down one-on-one or with the whole team, and help you to improve your League of Legends play. As we get into this game, I definitely would like to see early aggression from Gross Incompetence. Because when you've got late scaling, if you could start the game off even better, when you start the game off on the right foot and have the scaling in your favor, it can lead to such great things. But if they sit back, if they kind of delay and they assume that they can play for the late game, that gives Eyes on Us a small chance at being able to snowball a lead that they can make for themselves, especially if they get that vision and the picks we've been talking about.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to watch both of these junglers, honestly. If they can get some early advantages for their laners, if I'm looking to see that Nunu go towards that top side and that bottom side, get some kills onto the Vayne and Jax, They can start taking over this game. Kennen should have the early advantage in the range to melee matchup, but as soon as Emu can get some magic resist under his belt, he should be able to turn that matchup back around. And once he gets some items, he'll definitely be in the favorable end of that matchup. But yeah, definitely gonna watch for this. Nunu has some good early ganks with the snowball and I don't know the snowball barrage. So for that CC combo, but both strangers are going to start in blue side this time, as we see the mirror from opposite from last game.
Yeah, so we'll have to find out whether or not they decide to try to play, you know, the parallel side of the map and trade each other's red buffs over, or if they're going to go to opposite sides. I know that Sejuani really likes to hit level 6 pretty quickly so that she can start to drop those glacial prisons and get some good CC down on her engagements, but Nunu can get some good CC himself in that mid lane. The Malzahar going to take in a little bit of a beating, but the spell shield keeps him up just fine.
Yeah, it should be fine for Malzahar in that matchup. Should be able to shove the wave in fairly handily with this Space Aids. I just call it Space Aids, oh no.
Oh, I call it Space Aids. I mean,
Malefic Visions. But
no.
The junglers are going to go for the steal each other's buffs away.
Tristana rocket jumping aggressively forward. They're trying to land the hook onto the Vayne. It lands onto the Alistar instead. They get some good harassment onto Yeti, dropping the Vayne down to about half health. So good play, aggressiveness from Eyes on Us, and they hit level 2 to just play forward.
I like the pressure they're bringing because they do have that early advantage with the damage from Tristana on the E, as well as the early pressure from Thresh can put a lot more pressure down than this Alistar can, especially with those hooks and flays onto either the Vayne or the Alistar before Alistar can get 6. He is very squishy, so definitely going to be good for them if they can keep this Vayne under wraps.
Well, on top of that, Sejuani's been down here that whole time, stealing away the enemy team red buff, so they know they don't have to worry about Nunu showing up. They can play aggressively. They've got the jungler there to defend them. Thresh trying to land another death sentence.
Heroes don't land. It's putting that pressure onto the Vayne. You see her backing off there. I don't even think she's going to get that cannon minion. Oh, it's still might be able to get out here underneath the turret and catch. But putting pressure onto the Vayne, trying to keep her off of this CS. Sejuani's now made her way into bot lane.
Sejuani hiding in the brush, but that's going to be a pretty big way for them to push out. She's probably going to be sitting there for a while before she even gets close enough to really engage. So there's another wave that's going to crash. The question is, how aggressive does Yeti and this Alistar Majin go in this bottom lane? You can see Sejuani not wanting to waste too much time, goes ahead and starts to recall. And that's kind of what I assumed, is that you really need to be down there in that position if the wave is pretty much gone already, and you know that in just seconds Gross Incompetence is going to be stepping forward. But when you've got a whole nother wave crashing and they're just going to hide under their turret and farm it up, there's not much reason to stick around for too long.
Yeah, it was a good idea to get into that second bush, but the wave management pushed up a little bit too far for where the Sejuani needed it to be to get that gank off. So getting the back off wasted a little bit of time, but not much loss as Nunu is just farming his own jungle.
This is actually slightly tragic for the side of Eyes on Us. Their bottom laner, Tristana, because the wave was so pushed underneath the turret, actually missed out on a good amount of farm and a lot of farm over to this Vayne. She's up in CS, even though the entire bottom lane pressure has been in the hands of Eyes on Us so far this game. So fantastic farming from the Vayne, despite being underneath the turret.
Hitting pretty well for herself. Keep that.
Stun from Phantom onto Emu on this top side, getting a lot of harass. Drops the Jax under half.
That's what we're looking for. As Nunu's in the mid lane.
Patient. We got double junglers hanging out in that mid. Just visiting, saying hi, making sure the other presence is known before heading back into their jungle.
Yeah, like you said, good job from Vayne absorbing that pressure. I think the most important thing is, even though having that CS lead is good, but not giving over a kill early can be super favorable for that matchup. Tristana will do a lot of damage still in the late game, but Vayne is known to be that late game scaling AD. So definitely gonna have to see how that lane plays out if they keep up that aggression from the side of Eyes on Us. But Vayne and Alistar seem more confident stepping up now that they have that CS under their belt.
Even in gold, we'll see what those first backs coming through are, as people are going to start to kind of buy a couple items, and Nubia starting that tier as Jax on the top side, after starting a Doran's Shield, grabs a Corrupting Potion and a Control Ward. We got to keep eyes on where he drops that Control Ward, maybe get a little bit of vision as Sejuani pushes the Malzahar off this mid lane turret.
Yeah, keeping that pressure up, moving towards the help his jungler, make sure he gets that Skeletal Crab as well. So keeping that advantage for the jungle, has a little bit of a CS lead on this Nunu. I would like to see him try and gank a little bit more, maybe towards his top side, as Kennen is now 6, has a lot of pressure onto the Jax there. Let's see if Nunu ends up going towards one of those 2 lanes. Only tried with that one gank in the mid lane, I believe, onto the Anivia, but now Malzahar has that ulti ready, so should be able to find a fairly easy gank in the mid if he tries to get back there again.
I like from both ADCs, they've frozen each other out. This time it's Tristana favored, and even if I don't know whether it was purposeful or accidental, we're going to go ahead and say that it was purposeful. The Sejuani popping the scrying plant pushed the Alistar and Vayne away because they were nervous about a potential jungle gank, and so with that, Tristana is able to pick up a pretty decent farm lead at the moment. So with that wave, if Yeti gets all of this farm, should be able to catch right back up.
Yeah, it's really tough for Tristana just naturally to freeze because of the E passive, where you kill a minion and it explodes, it does damage to everything else, so it's naturally just going to push as you CS. So it is tough for the Tristana to freeze. Would like to look for more of that shove in.
Billy? Billy?
You walk for the control ward?
Yeah, Billy. And he did walk around, so he still has no idea if that control ward's there. Okay, interesting stuff. Maybe it's 3,000 IQ, and he knows that that control ward's there. He's purposely leaving it.
That's actually huge. The Anivia got the blue buff in that lane, and the Malzahar didn't. So Anivia should be able to outpush Malzahar now, having that blue buff, using that ultimate to shove each of these waves in.
Zach's gonna step forward, but he gets stunned up. Can't find the counter-strike stun onto Phantom, who was able to dash away from that with a nice lightning rush. So with the farming lanes kind of going slow, everyone looking to just grab as much farm as they can back, get a couple of items, that's still going to favor Gross Incompetence as the game scales later into the game, because it's going to be a Vayne, as you said, and a Jax that come online. Before then, once this Sejuani hits level 6, she's going to have to start ganking somewhere to make something happen for Eyes on Us. What lane would you say is worth it most?
I think either the top side of the map or the middle lane, as we see the ulti come out from Kennen.
Oh, he's gonna drop the ultimate, trying to drop Emu, gets him low. The Jack's able to run away for now, should have Leet Strike up here shortly. He's got plenty of mana to hop to a minion wave flashes. Instead of waiting for the minion wave to get there to Leap Strike away, so he will live, but it's flash for flash used in the top side.
Yeah, he managed to get the flash out of Kennen too, which is pretty big. I would like to see Nunu trying to come to the top side. It's hook lands.
Hook lands onto the Vayne. Tristana hopping forward with the rocket jump. Alistar wanting to get the stun down. Should be able to stun up the Tristana. So Vayne's going to start to get a lot of damage back. They got the ignite as well. Fed by Minions flashing away. Wipe joining the fight in the bottom lane. Ultimate from Tristana is not going to do anything but shove Alistar right into the hands of the Thresh. And Nunu is actually the one to pick up the kill. 2 quick kills for Gross Incompetence at the 9-minute mark.
Good stuff there to turn that one around for him. Gross Incompetence. Picking up kill onto the Vayne early as well, which is going to be helpful into that lane of the Tristana. Tristana got her BS sword, and they turn into Mountain Drake early. Navia's here, but Navia's at backup, so it should be easy for Gross Incompetence to take this over and get an early Mountain Drake for their team, which could be huge coming into this late game with that Jack split push and the Vayne. They can take Baron so quickly.
Yeah, and really with Malzahar kind of pushing that Nivea
off, flash.
Mountain Drake secured. Malzahar flashing away. Is able to get
I like the flash, sir. Sejuani is now 6, so had that ultimate available. Flash got him away. Good wall there from Anivia to keep him in, forcing him to flash over the wall to keep himself safe. But I would like to see the repeat gank from Sejuani, trying to punish him for using that flash there.
Once again, I'm going to double check the time because I think you're about a second ahead. Let's go ahead at the 10-minute. I'm 10:05, 10:06, 10:07, 10:08,
okay, we're good.
9. Sounds good. As in the top lane, a little bit of skirmish between the two. Not much else happening. They're really waiting for those ultimates to come back online. Kennen's going to have his here shortly, but he is down to about a third health. He needs to play a bit safe. Wait for Jax to maybe overpush into the turret before dropping that and getting the CC and damage down.
Jack's been able to keep his CS lead slightly ahead. There's a huge wave there for Kennen. If he can pick up some of those minions, he can even it out. But going even into that range matchup is super good for the Jax. Because he is that late game scaling champion like we talked about before, which is going to still be a threat. They have really pressured too much onto the late game scalers, where they punish them for their weaker early stages of the game. this Vayne actually got that kill and the assist, so it's going to be tough if they can't put these two down.
Need to find something this side of Eyes on Us. They've been able to get decent amounts of farm, though that Sejuani is slowly losing out to the Nunu when it comes to just overall amounts of farm. But they need to start somewhere, and Sejuani coming to the top side might have been seen by Jax. Might not have. He's gonna hop in anyway. There's the ultimate from the
the double stun.
setting up the stun from Sejuani, and they're gonna drop Emu. Gets a little bit of heal, but it's not gonna matter. Duck Fu kicks off the Jax on the top side as Imagine the
lantern,
making a
pick the
play.
ladder.
Nice hook from the Thresh, but it's only onto the Alistar as Yeti is just gonna tear through and pick up that Tristana.
Great play. Start with the bottom fight there. The Vayne had a good condemn there to back up the damage from, or the CC, sorry, from the Alistar and pick up another kill for herself. Now 2-0-1. But in the top side, that was great play from Phantom Vati, and Duck Fu has, they layer that CC really well. The ulti coming out from Cannon early to get the stun, that slicing Maelstrom, followed by the Glacial Prison from the Sejuani, layered perfectly, and then Cannon got another stun off of that, managed to stack his passive onto Jax again, so Jax really wasn't able to move for much of that, even though Kennen was super low. Good stuff overall. I think it ended up favoring Gross Incompetence because the Vayne is now 2-0 and should be able to get the Bork on this back, I believe.
Well, in the same nice DC stacking for the Sejuani and Kennen, it was kind of the opposite picture in the bottom lane for Gross Incompetence, where they had the Alistar getting a nice knock up into a stun, into a Vayne condemn on the Tristana. You kept saying, yo, grab the lantern, but when you're 100% CC chained until death, there's no way that you can grab that lantern. So fed by minions, went down a second time, has only a BF sword to the Blade of the Ruined King by the Vayne, which is not where you want to be, despite being ahead by almost 10 CS. There are pings from both teams around this bottom side. They may be looking to pick up this next Drake. It's not up for another minute 30. It's going to be a second Mountain Drake, which, man, 2 Mountain Drakes in the hands of Gross Incompetence means they can get a lot of neutral objectives very, very quickly with it.
The good thing for the bot lane of Eyes on Us here is that Tristana's build gets her more damage earlier than Vayne does, getting that BS going for that Infinity Edge early, whereas Vayne goes for a Bork, and if she goes for the Rage Blade after that, will have a lot of damage after that point, but it takes a little bit to get there. She is ahead now, so has that Bork completed already, but if it can still do a lot of damage from Tristana with that E, and her ultimate can really surprise the Vayne if they find the CC from the Thresh onto their target, and with the help of Sejuani, should be able to take him down fairly quickly.
Alright, we are cresting very shortly into the 14-minute mark when those plates on the turret will fall. Not many people got many plates. We got some action happening in the bottom side, though. The hook from Thresh will be allowed to drop off. Boo, I am the man, decided not to go all in. He traded the hook for Alistar's ultimate, which pretty worth it considering the cooldowns on those. She's gonna land on the Vayne. Now's the time to go forward. He gets the play on the Vayne as well. She's gonna try to condemn the
the condemn!
wall. The heal doesn't. It does actually finish him off as the last bit of damage comes through. Alistar picks it up, and now the cannon's gonna come in, but Malzahar's gonna follow suit with his own ultimate, dropping the cannon before they can do anything. The fight is going in the hands of Gross Incompetence. They are gonna burn down Eyes on Us. Every play red team made, blue responds even faster.
Huge props to both Grins, Yeti, and Majin Buu. They played that super well. The hook landed early onto the Vayne, but managed to move around, get the CC onto the Triss as he tried to jump in. Didn't even get her ulti off and didn't get a lot of damage from that E as well. And the condemn, getting Triss already taken down before the TP could come through for the cannon, got away from that slicing Maelstrom, didn't actually get stunned by it. So keeping it healthy throughout that fight, and then the TP coming up from the Malzahar to get the crowd control to finish that fight off. Super well played from Gross Incarnate.
Gonna be secured. I'm trying to accidentally was making that a little more hype than I meant to. And Nivea is around the corner. But yeah, great stuff from Gross Incompetence bottom lane. And really, the idea in the bottom lane that I've seen so many times before when teams make mistakes is that they don't go all in. They're kind of like trying to play it. They're kind of like, you know, waiting around. And keep in mind, some of these players are not that high ranked. There's a lot of bronzes, silvers, and golds in this team. But they committed to the bottom lane. They said both teams were going to go all in. We're going to bring TPs. We're going to bring everyone. We're going to make it a party down around here, and they found the damage. That last bolt from Vayne catching Tristana through the heel, and the Alistar knocked back. She did go down, and Malzahar just dropped so much damage. The enemy team couldn't respond, setting themselves up a 4,000 gold lead. Gross Incompetence secured themselves a second Mountain Drake and are looking pretty good at this point in the game.
That is what I wanted to point out, is the second Mountain Drake. And let's see, the next dragon's going to be a third Mountain. If they can get this third Mountain Drake, it's going to be insanely hard for Eyes on Us.
That's sure what Sejuani was doing here, as he was just going to get a little bit of damage. Tristana's joined here with that Thresh, as they're trying to swap lanes, maybe find a little bit of an advantage against the Jax, perhaps. Did want to say very quickly thank you to SJ Duck Rescue for that follow. Appreciate that. Glad you're enjoying the stream. And the casting, I do want to note very quickly for those of you that are new, we do shoutcasting every Tuesday and Thursday. Thursday nights are our free play nights in which anyone of any rank, of any skill, can come in and get casted as well. The Rift Herald's going to be not only picked up earlier, but spawned into the mid lane. Gross Incompetence, they want to lead the charge on that gold lead by a bit more, secure themselves that mid lane. Second turret of the game, as they're gonna see.
You don't have anybody to match this Rift Herald. It's gonna get a second turret off of this.
And that
because their bot lane is still topside.
Destroying it, knocking it down. Cannon's coming up, but they've gotten themselves a second turret in the mid lane. Threshhook's gonna miss onto the Jax, and Eyes on Us are falling apart at the seams.
This is looking really tough to deal with, as they got two turrets and didn't actually lose anything there. Jax doing a good job of keeping the Tristana and Thresh at bay, even though Tristana is really good at clearing those turrets fast with the help of her explosive charge. There, we got it. And now they're pushing it in topside. They should be able to get the last outer turret as well, because it's already taken down fairly low, and nobody's here to defend.
And the biggest issue was that Nivea wasn't there in that mid lane. A wall is a great way to avoid some of the damage from Shelly. On top of that, when you're clearing the wave and getting your wave up there a little bit faster, hold up, we got to fight in the top side as Marja and Boo trying to set things up onto the Thresh. Glacial Prison going to be used on Yeti, but it's not going to stop this Vayne from going unstoppable. And picking up this Thresh, adding yet a 5th kill to his stats, which is just continuing to stack up crazy, crazy high and becoming a very big problem for Eyes on Us.
He's 5-0-3 now, is working towards that Rage Blade, I believe. The TP comp from Jax, they're not even going to lose bot turret. They are playing super well against Eyes on Us here. They're minimizing everything that they can. They're not losing anything off of these fights that they get, with 5 members being in the top side. Kennen not even going to get the bottom turret because of the TP from Jax.
8 kills to 1. Gross Incompetence grossly in the lead at this point. 5,000 gold up, looking good. Checking in on that next Drake. It is that, as you think you mentioned earlier, third Mountain Drake. They secure that. Baron is going to drop insanely fast, especially to that Malzahar. Nunu also excellent at being able to face that Baron away. It's going to be up in under a minute. So the key right now for Gross Incompetence is set your lanes up to push for your advantage. You want those rolls for you. As in that bottom lane, Nudu Snowball not even going to need it.
He's
still going to be able to land it. Gets the knockup. She
question
grabs the lantern, though, to get out of harm's way. Is able to escape for now. Emu's going to take a little bit of damage. Nice stun from the cannon. The hook from Thresh lands onto the Alistar, but it's the Malzahar engaged onto the cannon. He's able to get away for the moment. It actually should live. Emu tried to chase it in. Duck Fu in the middle of 4 members trying to run away. Make it 5. He's been ignited. This is 25 away. Great wall from Anivia. And now Lucy trying to re-engage on Tristana around the corner. They did a lot of fighting and no kills. With that, they actually have to back away. They're not going to immediately start up the Mountain Drake. First time Eyes on Us seem to have won a little bit of a fight, as Gross Incompetence is going to stick around for a minute longer.
I think they're going to try and get that dragon. It's up in 15 seconds. If they stay around, they're moving around the map.
And Nunu is walking away, so yeah, they're not going to jump on the Drake as soon as it spawns.
That was also good for Eyes on Us. There are no kills for either team there, but they managed to stave off the attack. Sejuani got super low there, Kennen got super low as well. And great wall from Anivia to keep his jungler alive, but a lot was used there for... Well, I said a lot was used. I think it was just a flash ulti from Malzahar, but his ulti's back up already, so they should be able to fight for this dragon. I think if this dragon does go over to Gross Incarnate, it's going to be extremely hard for Eyes on Us to find their way back into this game. It's 3 mountains with a Jax, and Vayne is going to be scary.
Frankiel Dank I like the name, even though I can't
Oh, it's
say it.
Franiel Dank.
Franiel Dank, thank you for the follow earlier. I appreciate that. Welcome to XLNC Shoutcasting. As that third Drake going to go over to Gross Incompetence. They don't look incompetent from here in the spectators' booth as they are just starting to walk all over this map. They have done an excellent job of not only securing vision around their targets, they had a lot of vision left over for that Drake. They can rotate a lot of that to the Baron as Jack's already up there, getting a little bit of vision in red side to top side. There's a control and a normal ward up there. See where Eyes on Us try to move, try to rotate, because they are just getting pinched into their base from every angle.
I think to point out now, the Ray Blade is completed for this Vayne, so these team fights are going to be super explosive if she stays alive in these fights. Going to tear through a lot of the members of Eyes on Us as they are still fairly far behind across the board. Tristana managed to pick up that one third IE complete with a Zeal, so not still has some damage for that champion, or quite a bit of damage actually, but not as much as the Vayne currently, and it's going to get worse for this team as Vayne and Jax get more items. The Trinity Force is completed for the Jax as well. There's still a lot of damage across the board. They have to find the picks they can with the CC from this cannon, from the Sejuani, and if they can find a pick onto the right target, they can really turn this game back around for themselves.
All right, 36,000 gold to 31,000 gold, and as you're saying, Eyes on Us has a small chance to make it back into the game. Small, not impossible, but small. Tristana trying to finish off that static shiv. Not only help clear waves super quickly, but also in the middle of the fight lay down even more damage. As Mina comes into the chat, how are you doing, Mina? Best duo caster? Really? Aw, I love Otter. He's my bae. As the Baron, once again, being the target for Gross Incompetence. They've rotated around, they've got the Scuttle Crab, they've got some vision, but they're not rushing to it just yet. They're letting Malzahar split push in the bottom lane solo. Nivea at this point is becoming a pretty good wave clear monstrosity. Might be able to even take on Malzahar a little bit, though those space aids definitely, with that Luden's Echo, gonna burn the Nivea down a little bit.
We resort to calling space aids. It's great.
That is the only name. It's kind of like Lux only has one skin, the Elementalist skin. She always needs more skins, but she only has one skin available for anyone to ever use. There's some things in League of Legends that are just the way they are.
I think the important thing to note for the positive side for Eyes on Us is that Anivia has been farming really well and it's still 0-0-0. Once he gets some of these items under his belt, we'll start doing a lot of damage in these team fights if they don't respect the Anivia damage. He's been using those walls very well to save teammates, or has been using them to trap people as well. Earlier we saw the trap on Malzahar forcing that flash out. But if they don't respect that damage from the Anivia, he can really turn these around if punishment of aggression might happen.
Okay, alright, the snowball burst a little bit early, as you're talking about for Eyes on Us. They haven't died in a while. They're kind of stalling the game out bit by bit, and one of the other advantages they have is they got a pretty wombo combo team composition if they get on the right target. You think, again, back to what we were talking about with the CC chains of the Glacial Prison from the Sejuani into the Death Sentence from the Thresh. You've got the Cannon slicing Maelstrom that's going to do some serious damage as well as CC multiple targets. They find the right fight. There is potential to wipe Gross Incompetence, get an ace, and maybe start to take some objectives off of that. At the moment, though, they're just continuing to delay the game out. Their wave clear is really coming online, so they can just kind of clear waves back and forth as the game gets delayed a little bit further, a little bit further.
Yeah, it's gonna start getting harder. I think the one thing to note going further into this game is this Jax. If he can start getting some items with belt, they go for that 1-4. I thought they were gonna try and set up there a little bit, but they opted to recall, reset a little bit, get some more wards onto their support. Is he gonna make his way back? Because we see Eyes on Us doing a good job here of clearing out the vision on Baron, so they know when the Gross Incarnate decide to go for it. But
they're gonna make the play onto the Anivia, who flashes the wall. The complete disengage from Eyes on Us. They say, we're not interested in this particular fight. Let's reset. They've burned the flash on Anivia, though it's not the most necessary. She's also gonna have her passive available, so she will go egg form if she gets taken down. Once again, they're both grouping as 5 around the Baron pit. They're not calling to... No team wants to pull the trigger just yet. They're just going to keep delaying and delaying and farming and farming.
Yeah, I'm still looking for when they decide to set up that 4-1 was the next dragon. It's going to be an Ocean Drake. That's going to be super interested to see who tries to opt for that. I mean, they have the advantage, so I'm expecting for Ghost Incarnate to go pick that one up as it comes up.
Well,
But that might be very helpful. Sorry.
Well, no, you're fine. And that's actually what I was going to say, is that you really need to, when you're in a position like this, is an opportunity to kind of talk about what to do when you're in a situation where the game is just stalling. Play that 1-4, play that 1-3-1. You can have multiple people splitting in the side lanes, and you still have pressure in the mid lane.
Snowball.
Nunu
Over the wall.
Gotta be stopped. Beautiful play by Nivea. I think the snowball would have bursted a little bit earlier anyway, but even still, Nivea says, no thank you, I do not want to have a snowball fight. They do have that Jack split pushing the top side finally, so he's going to be solo up there for at least a little bit. Back in the way as the Baron's going to be started up. The Gross Incompetence decide to make the call to start the Baron, and eyes on us are nowhere around. They do not have eyes on this. There is no vision that this is happening. They're going to still be coming in from the side, seeing what they can do. The Dash is going to miss the death sentence, gets the play, immediately flashes away. Immediately is in trouble. Can't she grab the lantern? She gets out and out. Get into the back. He's got ultimate on 4 members. He goes golden. He's dropped them low, but I think it's just going to get bursted out because there's no follow-up for the members of Eyes on Us, as the Jax is going to be CC for the moment, and Nivea
3-man full price.
Slow things, but Alistar says, stop your ultimate, Nivea. You're going to go ahead and get into the A4 and start the resurrection. They've dropped the Alistar, though. Everyone's on Yeti. He drops the heal, trying to back away. Tristana, she's here with the rocket jump. She's been silenced, but she's getting so low. She still comes out with the kill. Fed by Minions is coming out in the lead as we get a pause in the middle of the most insane fight this game. Billy Willard is on the edge of his seat, about to go down. The game will resume. We don't need a pause. Get back into the action. Jax is looking at hopping onto 4 squishy members. He's taking out the Anivia. Tristana, what can you do? She
they're all low. The Malefic Visions!
1, 2, 3, 4. The Space Aids takes them all out. Malzahar cleans up for an ace.
But the Malefic Visions led it on to 3 members after it got hot.
Oh, that was just absolutely insane. Here's another pause. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. If they got something. You guys are getting an unpause warning. We didn't mean to cheese. I told them not to pause.
Apparently it's an illegal pause.
They've got their own rules. We're gonna have to give it over to Sabe to figure this one out with these teams, as they are gonna be the ones that are from Focus Esports, where we pause in the middle of the most epic team fights. I'm kidding, guys. I'm trolling. Come on, I can be a little bit funny. They're saying that they have no jungle, so it might be.
Yeah, Nunu DC'd in the middle of that team fight.
Well, he obviously wasn't even needed, as the ace comes through from Gross Incompetence despite all of that. And really, we can still talk about the action that happened in that fight, because it was wild. The fight went back and forth. Kennen got a beautiful ultimate with no follow-up whatsoever. And then the chase from Eyes on Us, everyone getting so incredibly low. But Malzahar, with a quarter health, turns and makes the play with Malefic Visions. I don't know. It was an awesome play.
I think the TP came in from Kennen, was into the backside, got that good ulti, but there's no follow-up because the Alistar and the Jax were on the other side, seeing the rest of the team and keeping them away from the Kennen, being able to follow up onto the Malzahar in vain. And then as soon as he came out of his stopwatch, he was immediately bursted down. I think if Nunu wasn't there, I don't think the Vayne would have come down, because they didn't have a front line after that, because the Alistar got chunked, I believe, early in that fight. Had to back out away, as he was tanking all 4 members of Eyes on Us. Jax got Anivia pretty low, so I had to back out of that fight. The egg got popped by the Vayne as he walked forward, but put himself in a tough position without having a front line. And got shutdown gold over to Tristana, which is super important.
All right, well, we
Dog
can
cam,
talk
come here. Wait.
about... Oh, wait, wait, we got puppy cam?
Come on, get up here. Get up here. Wait, no, Leia, come here. Hey, no.
Leia is the cutest name for a puppy.
Come here. Come on.
Cutest
Leia.
name.
Hi. What? There she is. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, hold on a second. Oh, everyone's going to see here in just
Hi.
a second. That's
Hi.
not what I wanted. I don't even know what that is. What is that?
Hey, Leia. Leia. Come here. Come on. No. Oh, she's gone. She's running away.
Bye, Leia. All right, Otter, you are front and center. Everyone's looking at you.
Oh, it's all me?
It's all you.
My dad's in the
100%
background.
you.
People have been pointing out in chat.
Open in the
Go and wave, Dad. There you go. Hey. I don't know where the... Hang on, let me get the dog.
Otter.
A summoner has
Hey! He's respawned. So we'll go ahead and decrease Otter sides back to something more functional and usable.
Oh, no. Oh, the dog's back now.
As
Oh, he's
best
picking
as
her up.
we
Oh,
can
no. Can you lift her?
Hi, Leia!
Hey. Ah.
You adorable puppy. Look at that puppy love! Look at that puppy love! Alright,
There we
well,
go.
we're ready
Got
to
it
get
in.
back into game. We do have... Wife has respawned, so we should be getting
That's-
started here in just a second. Coach Justice, what happened is we're in the middle of a pause at the moment. We had the Nunu DC. He has come back. Not sure exactly what they're waiting on. Maybe they're just trying to make sure their connections are going to stick around. We had a couple people that had some trouble. At the moment, though, we can take a view as to overall game state. 13 kills to 3. Triple
Somebody
Mountain
said
Drake. Eyes on us. Looked like they were making the play of the game to turn things around. And Billy Willard shuts that down with the beautiful Malefic Visions clearing all of those members. That is a clip-worthy moment. And with that, despite this long pause, that still sets Gross Incompetence grossly in the lead by about 8,000 gold.
It's still looking rough. I think with the comp that they have, Eyes on Us could find the fight that they want to. If they can find a pick onto the Vayne, it's going to be tough because the Nunu and Alistair have been playing very close to the Vayne this whole game, which is doing really well to keep her alive. Yeah, if they can find the fight that they need, which is looking for not a straight up 5v5 right now, I think they're too far behind to pull a straight up 5v5. But they need to find the CC and damage onto that Vayne early, and then follow up onto the Malzahar, who has now picked up 4 kills for himself. He got 3 in that team fight, I believe. So yeah, it's definitely possible to come back in this, even with the late game scaling and the 3 Mountain Drakes that Gross Incarnate have. But it's going to be very difficult. They need to find the perfect team fight for their team.
Exactly. And really, things were going so well at the midpoint of that last fight before Malzahar made the turn. If they had killed Malzahar, Tristana would have had the ultimate to knock away the Jax, resetting the fight once more. She would have gotten her own jump reset and maybe been able to finish off the Jax. Nunu by himself isn't that much of a threat, and there was potential for Eyes on Us to be the one who got the ace. So things were very close. But again, it comes down to these carries. They need to once again find the catch on Vayne, shut her down, and catch out that Malzahar. You're left with the Jax, Nunu, and Alistar. Alistar is a tank only. Ignore him, throw down the Anivia wall, say, see you later, Alistar, we don't care about you. We're going to kill the Jax, and we're going to kill the Nunu, and then we can push in for some of these objectives. That's the crazy thing at this point in the game for Eyes on Us. They are down a ton of gold, but there is a massive amount of standing gold on the field. They have 0 turrets taken whatsoever. That is a huge amount of turret gold waiting for you to clear.
Join
if
me
you can start to
and
clear some of
be
those turrets,
elevated.
you're going to come back in gold fairly quickly. As Nuez, you haven't even followed, or did you unfollow just so you could follow again? I don't know. Either way, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. We're back into the game. We're on pause, ladies and gentlemen. Back into the game. Gross Incompetence versus Team Eyes on Us. 13 kills to 3. We'll see where Gross Incompetence want to keep this game rolling like that Nunu snowball, because they are in charge of everything at the moment.
Yeah, I like to be a little bit more proactive as they have this advantage. They're trying to be careful, try not to throw the lead that they have, but opt into that 4-1 with that Jax in the slightly into the cannon. Now has that Maw and Malmorius completed, so he should be able to win that 1v1. This cannon doesn't have too much damage for himself already, but we'll definitely see the Ocean Drake is up on the field currently.
Join me
They opt to go for
and
that one.
be elevated.
Alright, Eyes on Us collecting around the mid lane. They're wanting to defend as it looks like Gross Incompetence is wanting to collect together. They are just split apart though. Malzahar going to the bot side, Jackson potentially spinning on the top. Thank you, Mackler 1 for that follow. Appreciate that, even though I can't say your name. glad that you're enjoying this. Ocean Drake picked up by Vayne, soloing it. At this point in the game, she is so far ahead. She's got 2.5 items, has that quick silver sash as well if she gets ulted by the Sejuani. See if that comes in handy as that bottom lane second tier turret can be completed.
Oh, they are opting for the
Malzahar.
1-3-1. They're opting for that 1-3-1 with the Malzahar on the side lane.
Someone's listening to the stream. That's what the pause was about. The whole pause was for them to listen to the stream, hear the advice given by the casters, and then they can make that 3000 IQ play as Duckfro is doing what he can to help clear these waves in the mid lane. Nice hook on
None
Fresh,
will
pops the
question
ultimate
us.
from Alistar. No one else able to really get in and do anything to the turret. Yes, wave clear from Eyes on Us, holding steady as M16 Sama, thank you for the follow as well. Appreciate that, you guys. Coming out massive on the follow support as the red lands another descent. Doesn't go in. They don't want to get Dofo. Pops the ultimate from Nunu. They're getting these ultimates one at a time. If they can get... No, they got the Vayne ultimate as well.
Yeah,
so none of these three members have ultimates, and Cannon's coming around from the side. Phantom coming in with the rush. He's going to be knocked back by Alistar, but it is going to stun up the Alistar long enough. They should be able to pick that up. The Ignite ticks away on Cannon. Won't take him down. The Jackson...
Malzahar got the inhibitor
turret. Secured it as Malzahar in the bottom side. He's going to ult the Anivia, who doesn't have egg form. So he's going to solo his own kills. Cannon's trying to stop the Jackson pushing onto the inhibitor turret on the top side.
He's going to get
secure inhibitor on the bottom, which again continues to set Eyes on Us further behind as Emu
have to pick him here.
Back away, Boo, I am the man chasing him, but this is spell shield.
He's gonna find another.
The Malzahar, he's gonna drop some life visions, getting the Thresh so incredibly low. He plays the minions backwards, he should escape onto the fountain. Malzahar doesn't care, he's focused on this next
They're
turret.
leaving him alone.
He's just gonna keep dealing damage to it as Tristana's gonna try to come in and 1v1. She's silenced, she might be gone. Malefic Vision's burning away, there's so many minions around. He's dropped low. Cannon's actually the one who secures it away, but it's 1-for-1 at the moment as Thresh comes out from the base. Wife doing what he can to get the disengage so that Vayne can escape. Jackson's freely pushing the top side. In the meantime, though, Emu doing a great job with this split. Now walking away after securing the top lane turret, mid lane turret also going to be secured by Gross Incompetence. They are getting everything, and they only lose the Malzahar in the process.
To answer Sama's question, he wasn't under turret.
Duckfro getting the ultimate, dropping Jack slow, but he's going to find the counter strike stun onto Phantom Force the flash. The Thresh is here, drops the shield for the moment. Nunu ultimate going to force everyone to back away as they turn onto the inhibitor. They've already gotten the mid lane inhibitor as well. Gross Incompetence say, you know what,
soldiers
we've been in
march
this game for far
on.
too long. We're at the 31-minute mark. We want to end this as Nuez is a god, apparently has 15 separate accounts. He's going to go ahead and follow with all of them. 15 kills to 5. Gross Incompetence in the lead. Have everything besides the Nexus turrets and Nexus itself. Gonna back away one more time. Baron spawning in 40 seconds.
They got so much off of that play. That Baron play there got them, was it all three inhibitors and some damage onto that Nexus turret as well. And it's just looking rough more and more as this game goes on. 4 Eyes on Us. Picked up that Ocean Drake, now Baron spawning in 15 seconds. I don't even think they really can contest because they have 3 inhibitors down, so it's 2 super minions in each wave, or in each lane, sorry, are going to be pouring into their base, and their Nexus turret is already taken down, or taking some damage, below half HP there. And this can get started up.
Yeah, so Baron immediately going to be sort of the Gross Incompetence. They've done their homework. They've gotten the inhibitors down. This is the one play for Eyes on Us. Sejuani can seal this.
Has to be a seal.
Might be a game changer. No, Vayne is actually the one who secures it away. And Cannon's ulting over the wall. Didn't even go in. Those lightstick Maelstrom's wasted. Now Jax is going to chase in. Phantom having to run away. It's still going to be chased down by Jax with a nice leaping strike. Tristana over the wall. Going to knock the Jax back, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Drops the heal as well. They're going to drop Emu low, but the leaping strike gets him out. He's actually survived. The heal going to be used by Vayne to make sure that the Jax gets out with that speed boost. And now Cannon in trouble, burning away, dropping low. Nunu trying to make the play. It's Yeti that secures the kill. Could chase in. There's nothing stopping Gross Incompetence with all these super minions and the Baron buff and a double kill for the Vayne to finish off the Nexus turrets and the Nexus itself. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a wild ride, but in the end, Gross Incompetence say it's just a name. Our plays are clean and competent and come out with the victory.
Good stuff overall in those late game fights, taking whatever they wanted in that. So GG to Gross Incompetence. I'll move over to MVPs and honorable mentions for this game. So for the losing side, Eyes on Us Honorable mention gonna go over to. I know I want to give MVP to, but I'm not sure I want to give honorable mention to. I'm gonna give it to Duck Fu because he had some early plays that were happening around the map. Some pressure on the bot side around the map. Didn't be able to get that seal there at the end to try and save the game. But MVP is going to go over to the Anivia. Played really well in the lane. Kept himself alive, being the one shining spot for the team, putting out quite a bit of damage overall. Oh, he actually didn't do that much damage, I should say. I don't think about this.
Go ahead. You can take a moment to think.
I'll just stick with that one.
So
Oh,
that
Phantom did
was
the same
fed
issue,
by
but-
minions for the MVP or Phantom for the MVP?
I think it's a Phantom.
Phantom. I like that.
I think he did well in the lane too, into the Jax. I'll give. Yeah, we'll do that. And then for the side of Grows Incarnate, I'm going to give MVP or honorable mention to. Oh, this is tough. I'm gonna give it to Billy Willard. Even though in that late game he was doing so much work for their team, got that split push going, got the kill on Anivia, and then got the turret plus the inhibitor, and almost got the Nexus turret as well. And Yeti getting the MVP for their team. Shout out to Majin Buu in the bot side. They had got those advantages into the Thresh Tristana lane and got the Vayne super far ahead. So yeah, Yeti getting the MVP for Grin there. Good stuff overall as the dog is taking my entire setup with her. What are you doing, Leia?
Bye,
No.
Leia. All right, for those of you that don't know, and first of all, are new, welcome to XLNC Shoutcasting. I'm Jake Kelton. Otter obviously has disappeared because Leia has run away with his entire computer, probably the laptop. You might hear him yelling at her in the background. Do want to mention very quickly, for those of you that aren't aware, we do honorable mentions and MVPs to shout out people that, just need a note to say, hey, good job, congratulations, you played really well. But here's the other reason why we do that. Over the course of the year, we rack these up. You actually collect them the more games that you play and the better that you play. And the people that end the season with the most honorable mentions and MVPs, they get rewards. We give out RP cards, we give out skins, we give out all sorts of cool stuff by the end of the year when people have racked up those honorable mentions and MVPs. If you look down below, you can actually see which one currently is in the leaderboard for those positions, as well as if you click on those links on the Twitch channel, you can actually go to the Google Sheets page, see where people are at. So if you've got an honorable mention or MVP tonight, you're going to show up on that list and start to stack that up yourself. Get 3 or 4 of them, you'll be in the lead, and you'll be off a great start to receive some rewards at the end of the season. Either way, we're going to take a quick break and come back for game number 3. It's going to be the, once again, legendary Dumbledore's Army, but this time taking on what is eventually going to be a opponent of theirs in the spring tournament that we're going to be running here at the end of the month, Hamburger Collectors. We'll be right back anywhere. Don't go. We'll be right back anywhere. Don't go here. Just kidding. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The order is given.
Hey, and Eben, thank you for your support constantly. This time hosting with a